First Nintendo, then the Yowie people. Agreed.
Yeah. Hi! Back with Nerd Rage, going back to what Nerd Rage is all about, ripping on Nintendo. But in seriousness, I actually really like the 8-bit and 16-bit systems from Nintendo. Nintendo recently has this system called a Wii. The Wii actually does interest me. A lot of people like it because of the nunchuck technology, which allows you to move around and control things. But really innovative. A lot of other companies like Xbox followed suit by doing the Kinect, and PlayStation made a blatant ripoff with the PlayStation Move. You know what I'm talking about. Anyhow, I believe every company has a certain responsibility to listen to their customers. If you don't listen to your customers, I highly question if you're interested in being profitable or a company at all. What interests me with the Wii is a virtual console, because it allows me to play those old games on the system and not have to fork out an arm and a leg to buy them. However, I will not buy a Wii, because I am running a boycott. The two most requested games on the virtual console is a game called Earthbound, better known as Mother 2 in Japan, and Mother, Earthbound's sequel. Nintendo has refused to release these games. Both of these games are role-playing games, and in general, I hate role-playing games, but I'm going to do a review of these and I'm going to get into it. And just to give you an idea, overall I do like these games, otherwise I wouldn't talk about it and I wouldn't give it 2 fifths, so fuck off. Okay, let's get this started. Mother was released in '89 in Japan and quickly gained popularity. It was slated for release under the title Earthbound in '91 for the NES, but Nintendo put a halt on it due to lack of RPG interest, and the SNES was about to be released. Pros of this game. This game has some very basic controls, but it doesn't really need anything fancy for it to work. It has some of the best music on the NES, and it started some standards for the Mother franchise. It also has a great storyline. The name Mother comes from the John Lennon song and is also the inspiration for this game's storyline. It features an antagonist who is angry after feeling abandoned by his caretaker. Cons. Even for '89, the graphics on this thing are crap. Other top viewers that came earlier, like Zelda and Dragon Warrior, look much better than this. It's also an RPG, and I don't like RPGs. This is my own game. I named him Douche because I don't like playing this game. It's an RPG that offers nothing original as far as gameplay. It's boring. I've even heard of it referred to as a poor man's Dragon Warrior more than once. And the most accurate criticism about this game, quotation, Mother is just like Earthbound for the SNES, but everything that made Earthbound great isn't in place yet. Released in North America in '95, Mother 2, released in Japan of '94. You won't be seeing me playing. This is my files. For some reason, my computer erased all of my game files. I had a NES ready to go at '84. I've actually played this game all the way through. I'm gonna start out with the cons. My biggest problem with this game as a con is it costs an arm and a leg. If you get a full version of it, expect to pay over $300. This game is a 24 megabyte cartridge. It doesn't look like Earthworm Jim. The graphics are quite limited. The biggest con of this is copyright infringement. I'm going to get back to that on the next episode. Pro list. Okay, so my problem with RPGs is a lot of time I feel like you just sit by idly and tell people what to do. Although you kind of do that within the battles are usually short. You actually run up to the sprite. If you're facing them, nobody gets an advantage. If you're facing them and they're trying to run away, you get an advantage. Often you'll get an automatic win, Likewise, if you're trying to run away from them, they get an advantage and they get the first hit. Once I played this game, I realized where all of the graphics and the megabytes went and why it looks that way. This game is huge! Most people usually clock in around 20. For a Super Nintendo game, that is one big mother. This game, I can at least accept that they wanted it to look this way. The music is awesome. The storyline, once again, very touching, quite lovely. It's got a lot of really weird references, what I call grown humor. Humor that when you play it, you go, oh my god, they added that in. The end boss is great. It's just what an end boss should be. Shigesato Itoi in this game, he drew from his personal experiences. I felt sorry for the guy. I felt like I was talking to an elderly person that had Alzheimer's. And that, my friends, was Mother 2, Earthbound. Okay, so Mother 3, right from the get-go, this had no official North American release. The only reason I have this, as you can see, is due to Starman.net that really wanted this game here. It was slated originally for release on the 64DD, but when the 64DD tanked, all the games that were in production went with it. There are no automatic wins in this game. It's a completely different fighting system. At the start of the game, you're constantly switching characters. The other problem I had with this is often when you get to an area, there's no way to go back. You can only move ahead. As well, this was made for a portable system, and you might get embarrassed. I'll tell you why. The pros of this game. The score is once again great, and even better, it has no infringement issues. The fighting system is beat-based, and even if you suck, you can get by. Time-based to the point where even if you take multiple mortality hits, you won't die so long as you restore your HP before the ticker runs out. There's a lot of Earthbound references in this game, as well as it has the best storyline of the three in my opinion. You get the humor, you get to beat the shit out of Porky, and it's known to draw tears. That's why you might be embarrassed. It's written in a way that even the Magypsy twist did surprise me when it happened. It's a very fitting end to the trilogy. Next up, I want to take a look at Earthbound and all of these copyright infringement issues, because unfortunately it seems that's where the root of the problem is. Well, just to give you an idea, to make it a bit different, I got this. We're gonna crack open that sound file bullshit and see what's really going on. Alright, see you later.